My parents had a college fund jar for each of their children last week. I discovered mine was the only one filled with washers instead of quarters. Now they can't understand why I won't come home for Thanksgiving. Growing up, our family wasn't wealthy, but my parents emphasized education. In our kitchen sat 3 large glass jars labeled with our names, mine, my older brother Michael's, and my younger sister Olivia's. Your college funds, Dad would say, dropping quarters in whenever he had spare change. These jars were sacred when money was tight, Mom would say. We can cancel pizza night, but we never touched the college jars. I'd watch the coins stack up year after year, imagining my future. Sometimes I'd sit at the kitchen table doing homework, hearing the satisfying clink of another quarter being added to my education. Last week, I was helping my parents move into a smaller house now that we're all adults. While packing the kitchen, I found our college jars in a cabinet. Michael's and Olivia's empty, presumably because they'd used the money for college as intended. Mine was still full. Oh, we should count this for you, Mom said when she saw me holding my jar. You never did cash it in. Something about her nervous tone made me pause. I sat at their kitchen table, the same one where I'd done countless hours of homework and dumped out the contents. Washers. Engrays of metal washers from the hardware store. The exact same size and weight as quarters. I stared at the pile, unable to process what I was seeing. What is this? Mom looked away while Dad cleared his throat. Well, we needed Michael's engineering tuition, and then Olivia's nursing school was so expensive, so my jar was never real. My voice sounded strange to my own ears. All those years you were putting washers in it? We always meant to replace them, Mom said quickly, but Michael needed braces and Olivia had her soccer tournaments. The awful truth dawned on me. For 18 years, I'd watched them performatively drop quarters into my jar, but they were washers from Dad's workshop. They'd maintained the illusion of saving equally for all 3 children while actually saving only for my siblings. I thought about how I'd worked 2 jobs through community college, taking night classes while my brother and sister went to universities, how I'd graduated with a 2-year degree and immediately started working to save for my bachelor's, which I was still paying off at 29, how they'd attended both my siblings' graduations but had car trouble the day of my ceremony. Why pretend, I asked? Why not just tell me there wasn't enough money for all of us? We didn't want you to feel less important, Dad said, reaching for my hand. I pulled away. So instead you lied to me for my entire childhood. Their explanations blurred together. Michael was the firstborn. Olivia was the baby. They always meant to make it up to me. But all I could think about was sitting at this very table watching them drop fake money into my future. That night I tested my siblings asking if they knew. Michael responded immediately. Dad swore me to secrecy. I am so sorry, Olivia called crying. I only learned last year. I wanted to tell you, but they said it would break your heart. What hurts most isn't the money. It's that my entire family maintained this trade for decades. That they decided I was the acceptable loss. That they watched me struggle financially through school while pretending they'd saved equally for all of us. Last night my parents called about Thanksgiving plans. We're doing a big dinner this year, Mom said cheerfully, as if nothing had happened. Michael's bringing his new girlfriend and Olivia's making her famous pumpkin pie. I am not coming, I said quietly. Don't be dramatic, Dad responded. It was just money. Family is what matters. If family mattered, you wouldn't have filled my future with washers while giving my siblings quarters. I hung up to a flood of texts from extended family telling me I am being selfish and me to forgive and forget. Forteenly, everyone knows now, and somehow I am the villain for being upset. Tonight, I am using some of my carefully saved vacation time to go to the Grand Canyon instead of home for Thanksgiving. I've always wanted to see it, but could never afford the trip while paying off school loans because unlike washers, pretending to be quarters, I am done pretending to be valued equally in a family that clearly made their choice